Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. This is an image from a prompt that was developed with ChatGPT, and I'll show you how it was done. I'll show a few other images that were done. So these first group is from one prompt, and then the next group of four is from a second prompt, and I'll do a third one. So I'll show how this works. So I'll say let's do another one. Okay. And so this is a menu-driven system, and it will present me a list of categories, and I will choose four from these nine categories. So I will choose uh, the time of day, the emotion, the background environment, and the lighting. Okay, let's see what this comes up with. Okay, so it'll go to each of these categories and ask me to choose from them. So for the time of day, I will choose, let's do morning. Okay. And next it'll ask me for an emotion. So let's see the choices that it gives me for an emotion. Okay, let's go with joyous. Okay. And then next I think I chose environment, background environment as my third category. So I'm going to go with a cityscape. And the final one was, I think, the lighting. So let's see what choices it gives me for lighting. Okay, so I'm going to go with three, ambient. Okay, now it'll construct a prompt, kind of a preliminary prompt, and then based on this prompt, it'll give me a list of styles it thinks will work well. So I'm going to go with, I wonder what this neon noir will look like. Let me try that one. I've never done a prompt with this style before, so that'll be interesting to see. Okay, so here's my prompt. Okay, so I'll copy this and run this in Midjourney. And we got create, okay, right here. And we'll run this. Okay, so while this is running, I'll tell you the concept for this video is I wanted to show some use cases for doing programming like things where you don't have to write any code. So in this first one, I worked with ChatGPT to develop this menu-driven system. And you can see you could easily apply this to many different ideas. This one was to develop Midjourney prompts. And here are the images that came out, which are quite nice. Okay. And then the second one that I'll show is here. All right. And what this is this is code that will go through a Scrabble dictionary and find the most probable seven-letter word and rank it according to the ranking system that I set up. So there's a slight error in my logic here that it didn't come up with the right word, because it didn't allow for duplicates. But I'm only mentioning this on the off chance that there's a Scrabble nerd that would recognize that. But for the purposes of demonstration, this works fine. And to explain what I did was I worked with ChatGPT I told it what I wanted to do, um, which was to go through the Scrabble Players Dictionary and find the most likely seven-letter word according to criteria that I had in mind. And it wrote all the code. It wrote it in Python, and it wrote it in no time at all. Very, very fast. The code works right off of the block. It found the dictionary. That's actually the hardest part was finding this dictionary, the Scrabble dictionary that had the words in it. Um, but it wrote the code very quickly, and it also told me how to run it. So I didn't. I I knew there was places online that run Python scripts, but I didn't know where to go. It told me where to go. It told me how to do. Just told me everything. If you have any questions about like how to do something, you just ask it, and it tells you where to click, what to do, and so forth. So this is a second use case for how to get programs where you don't have to do the coding. You just tell ChatGPT what your idea is, and it writes Python scripts for you that work right out of the box. And then finally, this one is uh, with JavaScript. And the way this works is it has a list of cities. So I gave it 20 cities, and it's cutting off at 13 just because of the display here. So this will show me the top 13 cities based on criteria that I give it. So say healthcare is the most important thing to me, and then say public transit is really important. Okay, and then say crime rate's important. Okay, so based on these three criteria, then it will list, rank the cities, and you can play around with this. I What gave me the idea for this was I uh, I used a system like this when I was doing contract programming, and I thought, I wonder if I could do something like this with ChatGPT, and sure enough, and this took like about an hour to do, and just I mean it did it immediately. It did it, but there were just little things to tweak just to get it to look a little nicer, and I just told it what I wanted it to do. Like for example, the first time it had the city rankings right against public transit. These things weren't lined up, so I told it, okay, I want these to be lined up, and I want spaces and stuff. And to I used O3 to do this program, which is a thinking model, and that's really cool because it'll show you everything that it's thinking as it goes through it, which is pretty amazing. Like for example, to get this to line up was far from trivial. It actually had to start over because the first way they tried to do it was just wouldn't work to line it up. So it like ripped it out, started from scratch, and redid it, and then got it to line up just the way that we see there. And I was amazed when I was watching, like, what it was writing out and on how it did it, and just how quickly he was able to do that. Really amazing. Now for the Python script, I actually used the regular chat GPT to do the programming for this. And again, I haven't come across, I mean, I haven't done a ton of this, but of the ones that I've done, I haven't come across anything that didn't just work, the first time. And it's just incredible because I wrote a program like this in the past, and it took me a lot longer than a few seconds to get it to work. The hardest part of this was finding this dictionary that had the Scrabble words. Once that was done, it was off to the races. Okay, well, those are three use cases, and I hope you found that interesting. And thanks for watching, and until next time.